Let's talk to tonight's party panel and suss it all out. We've got attorney and senior policy analyst at the Independent Women's Forum, Inez Stepman is here, along with Reason.com associate editor and author of Panic Attack, Go Get It Today. Robby Soave is here. We also got former CIA analyst and host of the Buck Sexton Show podcast. It is the one and only Buck Sexton. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
Your wheelhouse, the CIA. What did we see here on CNN?
Nonsense. Balderdash. Malarkey. Look,
right.
CNN ran with this story because of the hook that President Trump messed up. That's the only reason that they even thought this was really a story worth telling. I would also challenge anybody to explain to me why, forget about being a journalist, just as an American, you'd report on this knowing that there are these lines, and journalists will tell you that they will adhere to them of, we won't do things.
They know a lot more than they report oftentimes.
Correct. And this was a case where why exactly should the public know about this? Oh, they should know about this because it looks bad for President Trump. The officials that spoke to these journalists, they're breaking their oaths. I think the journalists that are reporting this, they acted irresponsibly. And then on top of all that, the CIA, which very rarely, they do the whole I can neither confirm nor deny thing, which is what I say when people are asking me all kinds of questions. They do that. They don't say this is a pile of crap. And that's what they've said here. CNN has egg all over its face, as it should. And I think that this just shows us that Trump derangement syndrome erases all the boundaries, erases all the rules for some people.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier on the 5 today, and it seems like if something happens, if you want it to be that the president's bad behavior caused that thing, you just say it. You don't have to have any proof. You certainly don't have to show your work. So what happened here? Was it a misunderstanding? Was it a loose correlation that was made to seem very tight?
I mean, they make every story about how Trump is bad, right? So they're going into this story looking for that angle. And even when they don't find information to confirm
journalism,
it,
is it?
It's not journalism, it's entertainment. They're entertaining people who want to think that Trump is the very worst and horrible human being who ever lived and everything he does is wrong. So even when they hear things that are like, I mean, the New York Times threw cold water on this story saying, no, we couldn't find anything to support that. But it's like they hear, well, Trump's not involved, but some of the media go, so you're saying Trump's involved. It was Trump, wasn't it? Like they're just not speaking the same language.
So Trump met with the Russian ambassador at the White House. Clearly.
Like that's a crime.
Yeah.
Kislyak.
Yeah. The Sergeys.
Oh, Lavrov.
Yes, they're both
That
of
one.
them were there. Yeah.
Oh,
it was like
They had Russian names.
A tale of two
collusion.
Sergeys.
That's all I need to
But
know.
the New York
Bunch
Times
of
report was-
beat slurping commies, as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead.
Borscht is good this time of year. No, I would say that the New York Times report looks bad for the Obama administration, actually, because the indication would be that senior officials, when Obama was president, were talking to journalists about this, perhaps too much, a little too chatty, and that may have been why the initial exfiltration occurred. But then again, the CIA says this is all crap anyway, so I don't know.
The whole thing. Go ahead, Inez.
There's that leak angle that you just brought up. How did this story start? Who started it? Who started talking to the press?
had
and
information?
With what false information, what looks like now false information? And one of the things I think most Americans don't know is that if you are you're a career official in most of these agencies, including in the intelligence services, you can't be fired. It takes you 2 years to get fired, even if you get convicted of a felony on the job. I mean, the process for firing these people is impossible, and that's why a lot of them feel totally emboldened to go ahead and leak stories that benefit them politically. And I think that's a larger problem across this administration. They have a lot of people who are trying to leak things to make
No, it's
the
so
administration
easy to
look
get
bad.
fired everywhere else.
No, everywhere else you can actually get fired. You're making me sad.
One slip of the tongue or any other appendage and you're gone. You're canceled, but not so in the federal government. But I think it also speaks to the looseness of the Obama administration in terms of Russia. And it almost goes back to that 2012 debate with Mitt Romney and President Obama and him saying, yeah, Russia's a big deal. And Obama's like, yeah, the 80s called.
The most interesting thing I thought in the story, I mean, this was kind of like from Homeland, the television show, is when they tried to pull the guy and he didn't want to come, and that made them suspicious that maybe he
I
had,
didn't
he had
understand
gone.
that part of the story.
Because he didn't want to live in the United States,
Yeah.
that maybe he was staying there because he was a
Now
double
they
agent working for the
don't
Russian
trust him.
government.
Like, okay, something's compromised here. We're going to have to pull you out. He's like, I got family. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, we can't trust this guy. Which
Yeah.
I didn't understand because that makes
Well, they're
sense.
saying he doesn't want to leave because he's working for the Russian. He's triple
Double
agent.
agent. Yeah, that was kind of implied in the.
Being a rich
fascinating.
Russian is fun, from what I understand.
Oh, my gosh, the
you know what I
yachts
mean?
and the
I see
artwork
stuff.
alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look, as somebody,
I'm willing to
They
sign
own
up
our
for that
sports
program.
teams, yeah. So it depends on what this guy's
They
doing.
own everyone's sports teams.
That's a fair point.
They got nickel mines and